I froze when my girlfriend started planning our wedding, and I admitted I never saw it happening. I told my girlfriend of 3 years I can't imagine marrying her. Not because I don't love her, because I do, more than I've ever loved anyone. The problem is, I've known since month 2 that we were never going to make it to the altar, and I kept that to myself like a coward. Her name is Mia, and she is genuinely one of the best people I've ever met. She remembers your coffee order, your mom's birthday, and the name of your 3rd grade teacher you mentioned one time. Being loved by her felt steady, like someone finally had my back. But from the start, I could see a gap I didn't know how to close. Mia grew up in a tight religious family. Church every Sunday, grace before meals, family always around. Her parents have been married 34 years and still hold hands in public. She believes in roots, tradition, and building a life that lasts. She wants 5 kids, and she is serious about it. She talks about it like it's already planned, like it's not even a question. I grew up the opposite. My parents split when I was 9. I've moved a lot since college. I'm not religious, I'm not close with my family, and the idea of 5 kids makes me feel like I need to sit down. We don't just have different lifestyles, we have different ideas of what a whole life is supposed to look like. I knew that early, and I still stayed. Mia was warm and funny, and being around her was the easiest thing in my life. So every month, I told myself I'd figure it out. Maybe I'd change. Maybe she'd soften on some things. Maybe love was enough. When she talked about the future, I smiled and nodded. If she said, "When we have kids," I'd kiss her and say, "We'll see," like that was harmless. Then I'd lie awake feeling sick, because I knew I was letting her build something in her head that I wasn't sure I could ever give her. About a month ago, her cousin got engaged, and her whole family went into celebration mode. Mia came home glowing, showing me pictures, talking about venue tours, laughing about the fancy flowers. After that, she started bringing up the future more. Not as pressure, just as something she truly believed was coming. She'd say, "When we have a place with a yard," or "I want our kids to do that someday." Each comment hit me like a stone, and I started getting jumpy. I'd change the topic. I'd suddenly remember I had emails to answer. I'd do dishes that didn't need doing, just to keep my hands busy. I told myself I'd have the real talk soon, like next weekend, like after this stressful week. Then I'd see Mia smiling at me across the table, and I'd choose comfort again. Last week, we were eating dinner at home, just us. She pulled out her phone and said, "My cousin sent more venue pics. Look." She scrolled and laughed at the over-the-top ones, and I forced myself to laugh too. Then she turned the screen toward me and asked, "What do you think about door ceremonies?" I froze. Not for a second, for long enough that she noticed. Mia set the phone down slowly, like the sound of it might break something. She looked at me with this careful expression I'd never seen before, like she was bracing for bad news. Not angry, not upset yet, just cautious, like she was stepping onto thin ice. She said, "You do want to marry me someday, right?" I didn't answer fast enough. The silence did it. I watched her face change in real time, like she was putting pieces together that she didn't want. She said my name once, quiet, and I knew she wasn't asking anymore. She was confirming. My stomach dropped, and I finally made myself stop hiding. I told her, "I love you," completely. Then I said the part I'd been swallowing for 3 years. I told her I had serious doubts about whether we were compatible long term. I said the things we disagree on aren't small things. They're the foundation. Kids, faith, family. What our days are supposed to look like. Where we put down roots, if we even want roots. I said, "I don't know how 2 people build one life when they want 2 different lives." Mia stayed very still while I talked. She didn't cry. She didn't raise her voice. She just sat there, eyes on me, like she was trying to understand who I really was. When I finished, she took a slow breath and asked, "How long have you felt this way?" My chest tightened because I knew the answer would hurt her even more. I could have lied again, but I didn't. I said, "Since close to the beginning." She nodded like she was processing a math problem, not a relationship ending. Then she stood up, picked up her phone, and grabbed her keys from the counter. She looked at me one more time and said, very calm, "So the last 3 years were what exactly?" I had absolutely nothing. She walked out, the door didn't slam, and the apartment went dead quiet while 2 plates of dinner sat.